I know a lot of people who really hate furries, but honest to God, like, I'm not a furry, but how is them wanting to be a dog my business?
What's wild is that I'd say 98% of the entire like furry culture in VRC have been pretty okay. Like, I mean, it's been there. I haven't seen anything that's been like, oh my God, I can't believe that's happening. Like, most of the people that are there, they're super cool people. Like,
People think it a problem, people think it weird and all, but furry okay to me. I have some furry friends, they are the nicest and the best person I ever seen in my whole life. I just want to be a cat, no work, no school, just meow meow.
We got donuts if you guys are interested after you guys are arrested.
I've never had a bad interaction with a furry. They're usually very kind individuals, and whenever conflict comes into them, they either just walk away or ignore it.
I'm not a furry myself. You know, I don't really see the attraction to it, but like, good for you if you do. You know what I mean? Listen, I joined the LPD because I like tactical anime girls. It just so happens that all of our avatars have animal ears. All right, it's more about the fact that it's an anime girl.
And we have shades.
I feel like there's like two different types. You got like the full fur, and then like people that are like us that don't consider furries, and then there's people like us that do consider themselves furries.
Honestly, it's everything that has to deal with just, well, such like this. How can I put this? Because I used to only like furry things when it came to like, you know, art styles and such. Anything that's anthropomorphic and it's an animal is essentially what a furry ideology is with things. And I'm not that smart with things, but essentially it to be a furry. Think of it as like we're all the same, really. You just have the e-boys, the people who sit in front of the mirrors. The people who drink are kind of like actually everybody. When it comes from people coming into meme or people trying to go for other activities that are unsavory. And furries are no different. I wouldn't say we're more friendly than people. I mean, we'd probably be about the normal thing because you always have people who are either hostile or happy to join in a conversation.
I can't really explain it, but I think from other places that I've been to, you know, like whether it's anime or other fandoms, I feel like we have this sense of magic with our creativity and this kindness and respect that normally other places don't have as much, you know, this sense of magic of being, you know, people can be their own characters, and we're very friendly when it comes to a fandom. That in itself has a bunch of magic in it, you know?
Only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing.
Yeah, it was like this girl on TikTok, and she was like into like all of this weird shit. But like, those are like the outliers, you know? I feel like every community has their outliers. Every community you possibly name, every game possible. Like League, everybody hates League. League can go die. But like, I feel like there's people in League that are obviously, I'm sorry, I hate League so much. But like, there's people in League who aren't horrible, but there's always people that do horrible things within that community that ruin it for everybody. Like even here, people take this game for something that it's not. People come in here, and I know they're usually, hello, you can come here, we're doing an interview. Come here, Mr. Axolotl Man. And like, people will come in here and they will just like attack people for no reason. Like people are just trying to live their life. But there's also people that I have met that I regret not meeting sooner. There's so many people that can bring this game together, but there's always going to be the community that ruins it, you know?
Well, I'm undercover spy, as he knows. The furry community, I would say, it's one of the more welcoming communities. But as somebody who's not technically kind of in it, but not really, like I don't personally identify myself as a furry. I just have a couple of friends that are. It's very weird to look at it from the side because it's more welcoming than your general community, especially if you disguise yourself to look like them.
I mean, I don't have much experience with the furry community to have a solid response, but from what I've seen at least, they seem like regular motherfuckers like any other, you know? Just that their thing is to anthropomorphic animals. I mean, come on, I've been on the internet since like 2006 when I was 8 years old, so I've seen some shit. But furries, I don't think they're that much big of a deal, honestly. Just trying to pass time, do their thing in life. They don't concern me, and as long as they don't, then, you know, we're all just vibing, we're all just enjoying life, then it's alright.
Yeah, I didn't know I did that. I just got this avatar today. My wife uploaded it for me. I didn't know I could do that. Most of the time, I do spend just inside. I'm a house husband. I got out of the military a few years ago, and I've been taking care of everything here in the house with our pets. And my wife is currently in the military still. And we're just ready for our baby to come, which is in January. And really just holding down the fort at home. But if I go outside, I don't typically hide anything of myself. Though it is kind of weird to see like a southern looking country boy walking around, and then the only thing furry I could think of that's anything anywhere on me is just on my truck, which is just a sticker. Anything else, I just look like a normal person, because a lot of people look at me and I'm pretty sure they think that I'm the one working, when in turn it's my wife, and I find that kind of funny. But also, being in the military is another thing to point on that, because you always have the heavy masculinity, but like you never really hear anything about house husbands too much. I've been seeing more and more about it, but really I never have any problems with anyone saying anything. Not even my old platoon buddies. They just, most of the time they say I'm lucky because I'm at home while my wife is working. It's kind of like that thing where your wife is making $500,000 a year. Would you be a stay-at-home husband? And be like, heck yeah, I would. Yeah, but the relationship role doesn't matter who's working and who's not, or if you're both working. It's like whatever you're comfortable with in living. Because I'm prepared to take care of our kid, no problem, because I have a lot of energy. It's perfectly fine for me to be able to stay home while she goes to work. And her job is pretty easy in the military, so it works out for both of us. And I'd rather her have to worry about work than the early stages of the baby. And she also wanted me home because she didn't like the fact that she would come home and then see me not here.
The difference between like an online furry and a real life furry, like furry that you meet in person versus a furry you meet, on the internet. Honestly, there really isn't much of a difference. It just depends on who that person is, their personality, and what they like, what aspect they like about the furry. That's something I think you should ask them, is like, what is your interest? For example, myself, I'm a dancer. I do dance comps at fur cons and stuff like that. And yeah, I do.
But I feel like there's definitely like a misconception between who furries are and what people think furries are. I feel like you have to interact, like you have to talk with furries to understand that they're actually just people who like doing their own shit. If you want to have the full fursuit, which mad respect, because those shits are really hot, and I actually did an interview on this. I did an interview on a furry for something, but I found out some of them have air conditioning in their suits, which is mad respect because they have to build that shit. But like, if it makes you happy, go for it. I don't care. It's mad creative.
To be honest, I've met a lot of furries. As for community itself, like, I like how VRChat is open most of the times. Like, of course, you will meet haters from time to time, but you can be from LGBTQ, you can be furry, you can be whatever you want, you can be a robot, you can be a human, you can be a dog, whatever you want, and no people will judge, or those who judge will just get blocked and shamed by others. This is a very open, nice spot to, like, show yourself, and this is why I like furries too, because have you seen those avatars? Some of them are so cute, some of them are so just looking so polished and nice, they're always so, like, expressions and stuff. It's just so nice to see those.
Furry in VR chat, I think has always been a thing, but I feel like since VR in general as a topic, I feel like VR could be the future. It is expanding not in just the furry realm, but like as a general, culture in general. Here's like a good explanation of how my friend Zeke Hyena, he is a voice actor and comedian within the community itself. He does a lot of panels and stuff, but he explained to me, which I really took his explanation to heart because I really, agree with it. But you think of like the furry fandom as a tree, that branches off into different, aspects. So you got the core, the stump of the tree, which is anthropomorphic. And from there, anthropomorphic animals that can branch off into like the movie realm, like, Disney movies like Lion King or Zootopia. Or you got art, people like drawing art of these anthropomorphic characters. And then another branch could be like FurCon, but together it's a whole family tree.
Right through that door down there. Follow that officer right there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's my real birthday. That's messed up.
Are you serious?
What?
No, sorry.
I was like, what? If you would like to see your mugshot, you can join our Discord at discord.gg/LPD and head to the mugshots tab where you can find it and what your name and your charges will be.
If you're gonna use any kind of a social platform, whether or not it be VRChat, Instagram, any other kind of social platform, try to use it in a way that's gonna benefit you as a personality and try to improve yourself to be the better version of you. Just in general, just use this opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're a jock, if you're a weeb, if you're a furry. Because you would always find your place, especially in a game like this. You would always find your place. Like, it doesn't matter. There's workout communities. There's the furry communities. There's the anime lovers. There's everything. So try to improve yourself on whatever you like and meet up with people that aspire to be the stuff that you want to be. You'd eventually become them.
Whether you're furry, not furry, whether you're interested or not interested, keep being yourself. Do what you're passionate about, and keep doing what you love. That's all I have to say.
Kindness is contagious. When you are kind, you inspire others. Be the spark. Spreading kindness merchandise available now.